Hello everybody, and today we are taking a look at the 501st Legion Clone Trooper in the archive collection of the Black Series. God, that is a long name. Clones, baby! Beautiful little clones! These just came today, so I'm going to open them up and we're going to have a nice little look. Obviously on the channel we've just seen a very expensive clone. If you haven't seen that, check the link below, or if anything pops up on the screen. But today we're going to look at the Black Series version. So let's unbox these bad boys and see what happens. I've just got to say, I'm loving this box art. That is lovely. And then obviously you've got the archive, just regular box. But I love that photo of the clone. It's very nice. So I've just really quickly got him out of the box, and because it's an archive collection, it was easy just to rip that bad boy open. I know a lot of people who collect in box must absolutely hate the fact that I've just destroyed the box here. It's more mangled than Jedi Younglings, but now he's out of the box, we can just forget about that little tidbit of destruction, and we can have a look at him. So, from the get-go, the second I got him out, I'm not gonna lie, he felt a bit gummy, he felt a bit like bendy, and when we get onto the articulation, we're gonna see that a bit. He feels a bit like, not rubbery, but just, the easiest way I kind of describe it is gummy. Like, his joints, they're a bit stuck, and like, things bend a bit more than they should, rather than, like, articulate. But look-wise, this colour of the blue is beautiful. Like, that shine, and, like, I love how that colour looks. So, getting closer to the helmet, I hope we can see what I'm talking about a bit more. This helmet looks very bizarrely shaped, and I don't know if it's just because the mouthpiece is a lot more thin than I'm used to, which things we see in such as, this jetpack trooper, whereas his mouthpiece is much bigger. I don't know if it's just because I'm used to seeing that in the Black Series line. This looks a bit more natural, or it's just something that I'm used to. This looks more like the concept art shot of the clone in 2005, whereas this looks more like what Black Series were going for. And I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to seeing how that looks. But with the missed paint apps on his face grill, if you get really close up, you can kind of see that it's kind of off on both. So maybe with the thinner, that's harder to see, so it looks a bit more accurate. But the helmet itself, colour-wise, I'd say is brighter, like a lighter shade, compared to some of the other 501st figures, or like the 501st style of figures. So for example, Echo here. They're very close, to be fair. I think on camera they'll probably show up as the exact same, but I feel like Echo's a bit darker. So, if you don't like that mismatch, that might be a bit of an issue. But from what I can see, they're exactly the same colour, like that is to that, so that's perfectly fine. So what me and George have noticed is that the weathering on this figure, although nice in the spots that it's in, is very mismatched. As you can see in the shoesies, there's literally nothing. And then when you go up to the shins, the dude looks like he's been fighting a mud wall. Like, if you think about it, it should be more on the shoes, and then as the further goes up the body, there should be less and less. But there's like parts of the body where it's crystal clear, where it probably shouldn't, like around the hands, it shouldn't be, and maybe like on the helmet, it shouldn't be, but they are. But then when you get to like the higher thighs and legs, they're absolutely pristine, and the knee guards are completely pristine. For a dude who's kneeling 24/7 and running in like the fields and stuff 24/7, they should be where the weathering's at most. So although where it's applied it looks really nice, it's very mismatched all over the place. And if we get on the back, although it's a teeny bit, there is more than I was expecting. It's still not a lot, and he's got a little poo stain. The dude missed his lavatory time, and he had a bit of a mistake. But other than that, I think though, even though with these few gripes, this is going to be a really pretty figure to shoot with. So now we're going to get into the articulation. And because of my setup being very awkward, I'm going to try and do this as easily as possible. And we're going to start from tip to butt. So we're going to start from up here. If you know what that reference is, put it in the comments. So, with the head, it doesn't go up very high, as you can see, because of this like tight up joint here. But that's high enough pretty much. He's not exactly a flying trooper. So he only needs to see, oh, there's a grenade, and then... and then he goes down further. That's quite nice. So you get the up, down, and you get the lovely little 360 if you want to have as large Ventress, Snapper's Neck or whatever. You can do. So he's got quite gummy arms, so you can see they're quite bendy. But they go that high, and then yeah. So he's not going to exactly be doing a T-pose anytime soon, but it's certainly something. For a trooper though, with these huge ass shoulder pads, that shouldn't be too much of a worry. 360, but it pops out a little. That's as far as I think I can get his elbow joint. I'll try the other one. Just obviously he's got the huge lump of plastic in the middle like the old molds used to have. Now they're like a rubber which you can like snap off. Wouldn't say that's exactly a plus, but it's just the difference. The wrists, mine are stuck together, but they do the regular down, and then that one goes like that way. Yes. Now we get on to the legs. So for an armored trooper, they go up very high. That is a beautiful little high march. They go back once again. Although they splay out, that goes back quite far. You're never going to need that for a figure, unless you want like a cool death pose. Ankle, ankle and knee. So you get your little ankle pivot, very nice. This was a very gummy joint. I had to like work at this quite a bit to get just even that. But he can do like a really weird starting to run pose. So you got that. And it's the same on the other leg. Just same little. It's quite nice. It's very usable, very user friendly, which is good. But once again, I said in a previous video there's two types of articulation. It's the articulation you do get, but also how easy it is to get the articulation. This one, because of the gumminess, it's a bit hard to get there. And I've got some stuck joints. But overall, not too shabby. So for the main comparisons, these are normally the troopers you're going to see him with. Now when he's with all of them, the height differences aren't much of a notice, to be fair. There's a whole lot of articulation you can see with some of the figures, such as Rex, you can see the pin joints, and this new 501st troop you can see the pins in. But compared to the rest of them where you cannot see the pins in, it looks perfectly fine, to be honest. It blends in well enough. Now obviously if you're a stickler for them looking all exactly the same and being like really truthful, then that's going to be a bit of a downgrade. But to be fair to me, a blind ass boy, it looks perfectly fine. These look dope together, and I can't wait to shoot them. If you like the video, like the video. Share it if you can, if you've got anybody who wants to talk about Star Wars or figures. If you like a bit of George, give it a share. See what you think. Now let's get to the shots, baby! That was much harder than I thought, but one's still there, so Cody must finish. There we go. Let's go! Remember to like, subscribe, and all hail George!